welcome. My name is Lee and today I want to take you guys through my 2025 garden plans for the spring garden and how I'm using my notebook to plan that. And once we go through everything in my notebook, I'll take you into my garden to show you what I'm working on. Little heads up, my son is playing in his play area next to me, so if you hear little noises, that's him saying hello. So to start off, I am in my N1 size common planner from Sterling Ink. And this is my garden section. It's just a couple of pages I have dedicated to the garden. The first section I have is what I'm currently growing, and there are a few things in here that have died and I need to replace them with something new. But for my spring plants to grow, I want to do oregano, sage, zinnias, nasturtium, basil, catnip, kale, and whatever this is, I can't pronounce it. So let me show you some of the seeds I have. And then I'll talk to you about where these are gonna go. I have this sticky note with the layout I wanna do, but this might change once I actually get into the space. So this first sticky note is for my green stock. I'll put up a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. But a green stock is basically this vertical planter and it rotates and I can water it from the middle. So it's a really nice hack for saving space on my patio because I only have a very small patio to garden with. And I'm taking notes from last year because there's a few things that I want to switch up the placement on just for sunlight reasons. So on the top here, I want to put nasturtium. This plant will kind of fall over the sides, and I think it'll be really nice to create a little shaded area on the top just because my patio gets very hot. It is south facing and there's this giant white wall that reflects all the heat back into it. So I think these can handle the sun well enough and hopefully create this really cool waterfall effect. I also want to put flowers on the top to attract pollinators into the garden. And then underneath it, I want to do these zinnias. I did these zinnias last year and they were absolutely gorgeous, but I learned that they get very tall. I had them, sorry, my son took a little tumble in his play area, so I have him sitting on my lap because he's a little bit upset. He's okay, it was just a baby tumble. But zinnias, I grew these last year in my garden and they were so beautiful, but they get very tall. So I had them on the first tier last year and I couldn't really see the blooms very well because they stuck up so high. So this year I'm going to put them one tier down and I'm hoping it'll create this cool canopy where I'll have the zinnias growing up and then the nasturtium taking over the middle layer a little bit. All right, baby on the loose, let's see how he does. So that is what I'm going to be doing on the second tier. On the next tier, I'm going to be doing oregano. This I feel like didn't get enough sun last year, and so I'm hoping by putting it on the third tier, it'll get enough sun, and I want a full tier of just oregano because I really want to dry all my own herbs for next year. And oregano is great to use in pasta dishes, which we make all the time. The next one I want a full row of is sage. This is another herb that I would like to dry. And I use sage in so much of my cooking. I put it on potatoes, veggies, I put it with like fish dishes. So this is a great one to have on hand. Next on the bottom is where I'm doing two plants. I'm gonna do basil and catnip. My son found a box to get into. I have not had much luck with catnip. Every year I grow it, it either doesn't germinate or it dies basically immediately. So I'm gonna give it another shot because I want my kitties to have some catnip to enjoy. And then basil, once again, just a great staple herb for pasta dishes that I think we'll use often. These next two seeds, I don't really have a set place for them yet. I was thinking about putting these helichrysum, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Thinking about putting these into one of my medium pots that is going to be available. So we'll see how that goes. I really don't know much about this seed, and this seed packet is pretty old. It expired in, what was it, 2018? So I have no idea if these will grow, but I figured I'd give it a shot, and if they don't grow, I can just put something else in that pot. Same thing, I'm just gonna find a place to slip some kale in. So this is another one I want to put out there. I have this ginger that I didn't use up and it has now begun to sprout. So I thought, what the hey, I'll just throw it in a pot and see what happens. Because it would be cool to have our own ginger from the garden. I've never grown ginger, I have no idea how to grow ginger, but it's something I'll figure out as I go. Now, the final thing I want to plant out are these dahlias. There's 8 bulbs in here. They're like these little tubers. I have never grown dahlias either, but these are a smaller patio variety, so hopefully they won't get too big. And I would really love some beautiful flowers to cut and bring inside for bouquets. And this is a Mardi Gras blend, so I have no idea which of these colors I'm gonna get, but they're all beautiful, so I'll just be happy with the surprise. So that is the plan. I think we're gonna get out into the garden, do some cleanup, and then start putting seeds in the ground. It is a mess. So my goal is to clean up all of that leaf matter and whatnot, clean up the weeds, put new potting soil in the pots that need them, and just a general tidying up. So I think that would be a good place to start before I put seeds into the ground. Check out these little carrots. I didn't think these were doing anything, but look, it's a pretty impressive carrot harvest right there. Right, and we are done. So I have the entire green stalk is planted up. There were a couple plants in here that I just didn't have the heart to pull yet. So I have some feverfew that I just pared down to one plant, and then this is calendula that's still blooming, so I don't want to rip it out. There's also a volunteer cilantro up here that I'm just going to let it do its thing. Otherwise, all the seeds are in the ground. I also moved this basil over just out of curiosity to see if it'll grow. This lavender is kind of dying, so this is a big experimentation area. I also took a bunch of cilantro seeds I had from last year and just sprinkled them around and worked them into the soil, and if they pop up and create a little cilantro cover, that'd be really cool. Otherwise, all of those dahlia bulbs I planted up as well. I think there was 2 that didn't look too great, so I just skipped them. And these pots are definitely way too small, but I figure I can put them in here, let them get a head start before I transplant them into something bigger. I also have my dragon fruit cuttings that are hopefully taking to the soil well, my lemon balm, this is rosemary, my rose bush, aloe, and then over here, I thought I had killed these mints, but looks like they're coming back. So this is peppermint, and then this is a chocolate mint. I also have my plumerias right here, which are dormant for the winter, and a pile of stuff I need to take care of. Hello, Felix. And then over here, this is where I put the ginger into this just long bucket, and I think I might take some wildflower seeds and sprinkle them around just to have something to play with. We still have to do a little bit of tidying up with our recycling, but that'll be a project for another day. But for now, I'm really happy with how clean and refreshed it's feeling out here, and I'm excited to see things start to pop up and grow. Well, thank you for hanging out with me in my garden today. Didn't go exactly to plan, but I kind of figured there'd be some shuffling around once I got out there. But now I have some lovely empty seed packets I can put in my journal, and a few seeds left over, so if there's any holes in the garden, I can just fill them in. I ended up not planting this one. I didn't have a spot, and there were things I wanted to plant more than this. So I might sprinkle this somewhere. I might just hold on to it for another year. But I would love to hear what you think about this video in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!